Have you ever wondered if the skills you use at your day job could, actually transform a community? Well, today we're diving into the story of Fred Seaver, a youth baseball coach who did exactly that. He turned his ordinary office into a strategic command center for a totally different kind of team. And this quote, this is really the heart of the whole story. A strategic command center. It sounds like something out of a war room, right? But he's talking about his office desk. This one idea is the key to understanding how he merged his professional life with his personal passion to create something truly special. So how did this all kick off? Well, you got to go back to 1957. Fred Seaver's son makes the Little League team, and the organizers, they knew Fred was this super organized insurance agent who'd played ball before. So they asked him a simple question: will you coach? And that one question, it sparked a 14-year passion that would completely change his community. And just like that, his desk wasn't just a desk anymore. One minute, it's the nerve center for his Prudential insurance business. The next, it's the headquarters for a baseball dynasty in the making. This is the exact spot where he was calculating insurance premiums and drawing up game-winning plays. I mean, you can just picture it, can't you? His two worlds literally started to blend together right there on his desk. Roster sheets getting mixed in with policy folders, lineup cards being used as bookmarks in his debit books. And that old adding machine, it wasn't just for business anymore. It was crunching batting averages. What a powerful image of how his two passions became one. But here's the thing, it wasn't just about passion. What made Fred so incredibly effective was how he coached. He took the very same skills that made him a top-notch insurance agent and applied them directly to the baseball diamond. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. The skills were a one-to-one match. Calculating premiums? Well, that's just like computing batting averages. It's all about understanding the numbers. Evaluating insurance policies isn't all that different from evaluating players' strengths and weaknesses. His secret weapon wasn't just that he loved the game. It was this analytical, data-driven mind he brought from his day job. You can almost hear it, can't you? That fusion of his two worlds in that one sound. Click, clunk, ding. That wasn't just the sound of an adding machine, it was the soundtrack to his competitive spirit. It was his passion being translated into a winning strategy, one number at a time.
But Fred's coaching, it went so much deeper than statistics and strategy. He was deeply, deeply invested in building character, and he had this hands-on dedication that really set him apart from everyone else. And that dedication went way beyond his desk. Just look at this ritual. The fields they played on, they weren't in great shape. So Fred made it his personal mission to fix them. He was out there every single game morning, dragging the field, raking out rocks, lining the bases, all by himself. For him, the logic was simple. If you want to play a good game, you need a good field. And all that hard work, it was about so much more than baseball. He was teaching life lessons. The core message was crystal clear. Show up prepared, practice until it's second nature, and understand the rules so you can use them to your advantage. He taught his players to compete hard for sure, but to always, always do it with respect. These weren't just baseball rules, these were rules for life. Now, you might think a passion project this intense would pull a guy away from his family, but for Fred, it was the exact opposite. Baseball actually brought them closer. It became a true family enterprise. And you can see on this timeline just how much of a family affair it became. It all started with his son Stan back in '57, it continued with his son Scott in '64, and then it came full circle when his oldest son, Randy, took over as a manager himself in '69. He was carrying on his dad's legacy. That partnership with Randy was particularly special. I mean, he wasn't just some kid keeping score in the dugout. Nope, he was Fred's unofficial assistant manager. His incredibly detailed records tracked everything: pitching tendencies, situational performance, and that gave Fred the critical data he needed to get a strategic edge.
Of course, coaching your own kids, that's a unique challenge, right? But Fred handled it with total integrity. He knew that to keep the team's respect, there could be zero favoritism. In fact, he was often even harder on his own sons, Stan and Scott, just to prove that playing time was earned, never given.
So, when we look back at it all, what is the lasting legacy of Coach Fred? Well, it's something much, much deeper than just the numbers on a scoreboard. And we come right back to where we started, the desk. That desk, calculating insurance policies by day and planning baseball lineups by night, it is the perfect symbol for his legacy. It represents a life where professional skill and personal passion weren't kept in separate boxes. They were united in service to his family and his community. And his impact wasn't small. We're talking more than 20 years of dedication to youth baseball. That's 2 decades of influencing hundreds and hundreds of young players, creating a culture of excellence that lasted long after he hung up his coach's whistle.
And that right there, that really gets to the heart of it all. His greatest achievement wasn't a trophy. It was showing everyone that you can take your professional skills, your competence, and fuse them with your passion to create something incredibly valuable for your entire community.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. Fred Seaver used his skills as an insurance agent to become a legendary coach. So what about you? What are the unique skills from your life, from your work, that you could share to make a difference right where you are?